Welcome to Mindset Mastery. Are you ready to unlock the power of your mind and transform your life? Welcome to Mindset Mastery, your go-to destination for actionable insights, inspiring stories, and practical tools to help you master your mindset and achieve your fullest potential. Here, we believe that your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. It shapes your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your results. Whether you're looking to overcome self-doubt, build unshakable confidence, or create a life of purpose and fulfillment, you're in the right place. Each week we'll dive deep into topics like overcoming fear, embracing growth, turning pain into power, and stepping into the best version of yourself. Our goal is simple: to empower you with the knowledge and strategies you need to take control of your mindset and create the life you've always dreamed of. So if you're ready to break through limitations, challenge old beliefs, and step into your greatness, hit that subscribe button and join the Mindset Mastery community. Together, let's transform your mindset and your life. Welcome to the journey. Let's begin. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind whipping through your hair, your heart pounding in your chest. Below you lies the unknown, vast, uncharted, and terrifying. But deep within you, there's a voice whispering, "Jump." Not because it's safe, but because you know that on the other side of that leap, you will never be the same again. Today, I want to talk to you about transformation. About those moments in life that redefine who you are, that shake you to your core and leave you forever changed. Let me tell you something. Life doesn't give you warnings before it changes you. It doesn't send you a text message saying, "Hey, get ready, your world is about to flip upside down." No. Transformation comes in moments, sometimes quiet, sometimes explosive, but always profound. And when it does, you have a choice: to resist it or to embrace it. But one thing is certain: you will never be the same again. Now, let me share with you 4 key truths about this journey of transformation. Truths that will not only inspire you, but also challenge you to step into the best version of yourself. Let's get real for a moment. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in our lives. It can paralyze us, keep us stuck, and convince us to stay in places we've outgrown. But here's the truth. Fear is also the gateway to transformation. Every time you've ever grown, every time you've ever stepped into a new version of yourself, it required you to face a fear. Maybe it was the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or even the fear of success. Whatever it was, you had to look it in the eye and decide, will I let this fear control me, or will I move forward in spite of it? Think about it. When was the last time you did something that scared you? I'm not talking about skydiving or bungee jumping, though those count too. I'm talking about the everyday fears that hold us back. The fear of speaking up, the fear of starting over, the fear of being vulnerable. These are the fears that keep us small. These are the fears that whisper, what if you're not good enough? What if you fail? What if people judge you? And here's the thing, those fears will never go away on their own. The only way to overcome them is to face them. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Facing your fears is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It's uncomfortable, it's messy, it's terrifying, but it's also necessary, because on the other side of that fear is freedom. On the other side of that fear is the life you've always wanted. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a job that's draining the life out of you. You know you're meant for more, but the thought of quitting, of starting over, of stepping into the unknown terrifies you. So you stay. You stay because it's familiar. You stay because it's safe. But deep down you know you're settling, and every day you stay, a little piece of your soul dies. Now imagine what would happen if you faced that fear, if you took the leap, if you trusted that the universe has something better waiting for you. Yes, it would be scary. Yes, there would be challenges, but you would grow, you would learn, and most importantly, you would become the person you were always meant to be. That's the power of facing your fears. It's not just about overcoming them. It's about transforming into someone stronger, braver, and more resilient. It's about realizing that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. So I challenge you today. What fear are you letting hold you back? What's that one thing you've been avoiding because it scares you? Whatever it is, I want you to face it. Take one small step toward it. Because I promise you, when you do, you will never be the same again. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you did something for the first time? When was the last time you stepped out of your comfort zone, tried something new, or allowed yourself to be a beginner? If you're struggling to answer, it might be because you've been resisting growth. And here's the thing about growth. It's not optional. It's inevitable. Life will push you, challenge you, and sometimes even break you. But it will always demand that you grow. Think about it. A seed doesn't stay a seed forever. It doesn't look at the dirt around it and say, "This is too hard. I'm comfortable right where I am." No. That seed pushes through the soil, breaks through the darkness, and reaches for the light. It grows because it has no other choice, and neither do you. You were not born to stay the same. You were born to evolve, to expand, to become. But here's the catch. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It doesn't happen when everything is easy and predictable. Growth happens in the messy, uncomfortable, and often painful moments of life. It happens when you lose a job, when a relationship ends, or when you're forced to confront a truth you've been avoiding. These moments are not here to break you. They're here to teach you, to stretch you, and to prepare you for the next chapter of your life. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're going through a difficult season. Maybe you've experienced a loss, a failure, or a setback. In those moments, it's easy to feel like life is unfair, like you're being punished, or like you'll never recover. But what if I told you that this season is not your enemy? What if I told you that this season is your greatest teacher? Every challenge, every obstacle, every heartbreak is an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and to become stronger. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Growth is hard. It requires you to let go of what's familiar, to embrace the unknown, and to trust the process. But here's the beautiful part. When you grow, you become more of who you were always meant to be. You discover strengths you didn't know you had. You develop resilience, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. So I want you to ask yourself, where is life pushing you to grow right now? What lessons is it trying to teach you? And more importantly, are you willing to embrace them? Because growth is not just a part of life, it is life. And when you commit to growing, when you lean into the challenges and allow yourself to evolve, you will never be the same again. Remember, you are not a finished product. You are a work in progress. And every step you take toward growth is a step toward the best version of yourself. So don't resist it, don't run from it, embrace it. Because growth is not optional, it's inevitable. And it's the key to unlocking the life you were always meant to live. Let me tell you something that might be hard to hear. Your pain is not pointless. It's not a sign that life is unfair or that you're unlucky. Your pain, yes, even the deepest, most gut-wrenching pain, has a purpose. It's shaping you, it's preparing you, it's equipping you for the destiny that's waiting for you. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can pain have a purpose? How can something that hurts so much possibly be good for me? I get it. When you're in the middle of it, when the weight of your pain feels unbearable, it's hard to see the bigger picture. But here's the truth. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers. It strips away everything that's unimportant and forces you to confront what really matters. It reveals your strength, your resilience, and your capacity to overcome. Think about it. Some of the most transformative moments in your life have come from pain, haven't they? Maybe it was the loss of a loved one that taught you the value of time and relationships. Maybe it was a failure that pushed you to work harder and dream bigger. Maybe it was a heartbreak that showed you what you truly deserve in love. These moments hurt. They hurt deeply, but they also changed you. They made you wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've been working toward a goal for years. You've poured your heart and soul into it, and you're so close to achieving it. But then out of nowhere, it all falls apart. The dream you've been chasing slips through your fingers, and you're left feeling lost, broken, and defeated. In that moment, it's easy to feel like giving up. It's easy to believe that all your effort was for nothing. But what if I told you that this setback is not the end of your story? What if I told you that this pain is preparing you for something greater? You see, pain has a way of redirecting us. It closes doors we thought were meant to stay open and opens doors we never even noticed. It forces us to reevaluate our priorities, to dig deeper, and to discover what we're truly made of. And when we come out on the other side, we're not the same. We're stronger, we're wiser, we're more aligned with our purpose. So I want you to ask yourself, what is your pain trying to teach you? What is it trying to prepare you for? Because I promise you, your pain is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's your guide. And if you let it, it will lead you to a life that's richer, deeper, and more meaningful than you ever imagined. Don't waste your pain. Learn from it, grow from it, and let it propel you forward. Because when you do, you will never be the same again. Let me ask you something. Who do you see when you close your eyes and imagine the best version of yourself? Who is that person? What do they look like? How do they carry themselves? What kind of life are they living? I want you to hold that image in your mind for a moment, because here's the truth. That person, the best version of you, is not a fantasy. They're not some distant, unattainable ideal. They're real. And they're waiting for you on the other side of your fears, your doubts, and your comfort zone. But here's the catch. Becoming that person will require something from you. It will require courage. It will require vulnerability. And it will require you to let go of everything that's holding you back. You see, the best version of you doesn't live in the past. They don't live in regret, in shame, or in fear. They live in the present moment, fully embracing who they are and who they're becoming. And the only way to reach them is to take the leap, to step into the unknown and trust that you are worthy of the life you've always dreamed of. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a diving board. Below you is a pool of crystal clear water, but you're frozen. You're afraid to jump. You're afraid of the cold shock of the water, of the depth of the uncertainty. But deep down, you know that if you don't jump, you'll regret it. You'll always wonder what could have been. And so you take a deep breath, close your eyes, and leap. And in that moment, as you're falling through the air, you realize something. You're not just jumping into the water. You're jumping into a new version of yourself. That's what transformation feels like. It's terrifying, it's exhilarating, and it's absolutely necessary. Because the person you are today is not the person you will be tomorrow. There is a version of you that is stronger, wiser, and more powerful than you can even imagine. But that version of you requires you to take the leap. It requires you to let go of what's familiar and step into the unknown. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Letting go of the past, facing your fears, and stepping into your power is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But it's also the most rewarding, because when you do, you'll discover a version of yourself that you never knew existed. You'll discover a version of yourself that's bold, fearless, and unapologetically authentic. So I want you to ask yourself, what's holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the opinions of others? Whatever it is, I want you to let it go. Take the leap, trust the process, and know that on the other side of that leap, you will never be the same again. The world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It doesn't need a version of you that's playing it safe, that's hiding in the shadows, that's afraid to shine. The world needs the real you, the you that's bold, the you that's fearless, the you that's ready to rise. So go ahead, take the leap, transform, because when you do, you will never be the same again, and neither will the world. So I ask you today, are you ready to take the leap? Are you ready to face your fears, embrace your growth, find purpose in your pain, and step into the best version of yourself? Because if you are, I promise you this, you will never be the same again. And let me leave you with this final thought. The world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It doesn't need a version of you that's playing it safe, that's hiding in the shadows, that's afraid to shine. The world needs the real you, the you that's bold, the you that's fearless, the you that's ready to rise. So go ahead, take the leap, transform, because when you do, you will never be the same again, and neither will the world. Thank you.